We all have role models. Think of one of yours for a moment. You all thought of different people, whether it be parents or siblings, celebrities or athletes, activists or advocates. These role models all have one thing in common. You look up to them because they were who you just thought of. You believe in what they say and do, and you aspire to be like them. So I recently found out something about one of my role models, and that is that they struggled with low-grade depression at a point in their lives. But they made no effort to hide it from the press, they didn't avoid the topic, and they didn't pretend it away. Rather, they bravely spoke about their experience, advocating for themselves and for all those who struggle. Michelle Obama is one of the most inspiring women I can think of. I've looked up to her for as long as I can remember. Her story has me thinking. Even people as invincible as her aren't completely unstoppable, and that's okay. But we all see people online or in person who seem confident, persevering, or strong, but they didn't all start out that way. Those who inspire us also have mental struggles. Mrs. Obama found the strength to speak up for herself. But how many people are affected by their mental health and struggle to do the same? A Harvard study found that half of people will face a mental health struggle. Imagine half of the people in this room facing a mental health challenge at some point. Now imagine 90% of you facing discrimination or judgment because of it. This is the reality for so many, and it's why conversations like these matter. These conditions are affecting youth the most. Rates of anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts are skyrocketing, and less than half of adolescents talk regularly about their mental health. Trust me, getting through your teen years is hard enough without mental struggles blocking your flow of life. It can impact academic performances, social relationships, and overall well-being. So, thinking about all of this, I immersed myself into mental health stories on the internet, but I couldn't find many. Finding stories on youth mental health was even harder. So, what's blocking these stories? And I found out after talking to my close friends about their mental health experiences and reflecting on my own, it's the stigma. It's blocking all of these inspiring, moving mental health stories and preventing them from reaching the world. Think about it. Most people get stigmatized for something half the world experiences. But this isn't just external. A study showed that half of adults associate mental health with shame. And this is the biggest obstacle to overcome. Facing personal shame and restriction regarding mental health poses different challenges entirely. I can confirm this because I've lived it. Around this time last year, things were really getting to me. Life was going on and I was stuck in one place. All of my huge ambitions and passions were running circles around me, and I didn't know how to manage the stress I had. I thought it was just a phase. I thought it would get better. All I needed to do was get through this week, I thought to myself. 1 week turned to 2. 1 month turned to 3, and I was stuck in that endless cycle, always moving on to the next ambition in my life, but never really standing still, breathing deeply, and appreciating where I was at and how far I'd come. Was I aware of what was going on? No. And this is the first step to ensuring your mental well-being. Awareness. Awareness with what's going on in our minds. Awareness that what we're experiencing right now may not be okay. It may not go away on its own. So yeah, even though it took me a while, I realized something was up. So I did something as simple yet significant as reaching out to my school counselor. Something so many kids and teens have the power to do, even though it feels scary at first. This counselor helped me name my struggles as anxiety. They helped me realize that millions of other teens my age experience it too, and that I wasn't alone. Help allowed me to take awareness to acceptance. Acceptance of my emotions, of my experience, and of myself. And this first step always seems hard. But even though it felt impossible, I feel like it was the best decision I've ever made, because not only did it encourage me to continue getting help for my mental health, but it sparked my lifelong commitment to mental health and overall self-acceptance. And looking back at that experience, there wasn't one moment or magic fix that changed the way I thought. So how do we overcome these mental health barriers? Not only the ones set by society, but the ones we set for ourselves. The answer to that, ladies and gentlemen, is to take your first step. Break down your internal stigma. Because the real change starts internally. We have the ability to fill our own buckets and take small steps towards healing, even when seeking out external help like a trusted adult or therapist isn't immediately available. We can empower ourselves, even though it feels hopeless and even though it seems impossible. My hope is that speaking about my experience with you all today will break down some boundaries and barriers surrounding mental health built up in you all. And I have a message to all of the kids and teens here today. We can break the crippling boundaries surrounding mental health. We can talk about our experiences, challenge internal barriers, and educate each other to help us realize that something half of us experience isn't a taboo, and take that beyond youth. We can make ourselves catalysts to affect the whole world and to make sure that our stories can transcend the boundaries set not only by society, but by ourselves. We can not only break the stigma, but shatter it. So, ladies and gentlemen, kids, teens, and adults, it's time to reflect on your internal narratives. It's time to be aware of what's going on inside of you, and it's time to take your first step towards healing. This change starts now. Thank you.